Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Diasyuri Pristinta. I will present a journal entitled Religion, Work Ethic, and Business Attitude. A case study on the meaning of business behavior of Madris fruit trader in Semalang. Introduction. Number one is background of study. Theologically and sociologically, religion can be considered as an instrument to understand the world. Moreover, there is an affinity between religion as a source of guidance and the economy, in which the economic condition of a country is believed to grow quickly if it is accompanied with good work ethic. The interrelationship between religion, work ethic, and economy was discussed by Max Weber Thorpe, which he produced his monumental work The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit Capitalist, inspired by Webster's theory. The research is interested in proposing the following research topic: religion, work ethic, and business attitude, focusing on the business ethic among Madris ethnic in Malang. Madris is known as a community with a strong Muslim identity, as can be seen from their obedience to perform Islamic teaching with expectation to achieve the best destiny of life. But Madrid is often considered as have a negative stigma, cause ethnic group that tends to fight. The topic this journal is again inspired by the image and reality describing that Madrid is one of religious and hard-working ethnic group in Indonesia. Most of them involved in informal sector business. The problem is why they are considered naughty in doing their business activities. Based on the phenomenon, the reader is curious to better understand the attitude of Madrid fruit traders in Malang. Next, number two is research focus and objective. Based on the background mentioned above, this research concentrated on the following focus. The first is as an ethnic label with highly work ethic. How do Madras fruit traders interest their business ethic? Secondly, how do Madras fruit traders construct their business ethic? By deriving from religious teaching, social conditions surrounding them, both or perhaps some other factor. The third focus is how do Madras fruit traders implement their construct on business ethic in relation to other traders. Also, how do they treat their customer? What is their attitude toward their environment? Next, review of relevant literature. Firstly, word ethic, general description and conceptual debates. Max Weber, a German sociologist and political economist, argues that Islam does not have a concept of theological affinity concentrating on capitalist development. Although Islam is believed as the religion of monotheistic, Islam is considered as the religion of truth. Class with tends of focus on feudalistic interests and orienting on social practice. Weber consulted that religions such as Islam, Catholic, and Buddhism are tools which do not support the emergency of early capitalists because these religions taught ascetic concepts and their followers become a member of cloistered community. There are true religion, not capitalism ones. Muslim is Muslim or Islamic scholar will not actually accept Weber's statement. Brian and S. Turner criticized Weber's statement by claiming that Islam is not a trap religion or a desert religion with slave fighting, but a religion with high work ethic that teaches how to live prosperously. Based on the above discussion, it can be concluded that high work ethic or capitalist motivation is not dominated by only Protestant, as Weber claimed it, but also religion in the world, such as Confucian, Buddhism, Islam, or other religions such as Tokugawa in Japan, which motivated motivated its followers to have high work ethic and become capitalists for their prosperity. It shall be admitted, however, that work ethic can be influenced by not only the religious teaching for a particular religion, but also other factors such as geographical conditions, ethnic background, culture, psychology, and so on. Secondly, the urgency of business ethics in Islam. Any behavior reflects one's ethic. If someone obeys to ethic, say tends to have good manners in all activities, including in business activities. For example, a businessman who is concerned with ethics, he will be honest, wise, and always consider other people's interests. On the other hand, people who disregard the ethic will be counterproductive in business. They lack cheating and are dishonest. Third, the principle of business ethics in Islam. In order to achieve blessing from Allah, a businessman should pay attention to a number of ethical principles set out by Islam, such as: first is honest is using a scale. Second is selling things which are good in quality. Third is to avoid expressing swear. Fourth is being generous. Fifth is to build a good relationship among colleagues. Sixth is to have well administration, and seven is to give a clear price. Next, research methodology. First is research design. This research employs a qualitative approach to look at the reason why married people who are known to have high work ethic in business are often considered naughty. This phenomenon is important to be examined from the way who married people perceive it. In other words, the study attempts to understand an emic perspective from which is con- constructed toward an ethical perspective. Secondly, research methods. This research employs phenomenological method to explain the case. In short, this research attempts to explain how the matrix fraud traders perceive the business ethic. Understanding this particular phenomenon will lead us to identify two different groups, Pancingan and honest group. Next finding. First is, as has been mentioned earlier, in doing their business, the matrix fraud traders can be divided into two groups in terms of interpreting the ethic. First is Pancingan group. The Pancingan group does not really care with business ethic in their trending activities. The most important thing for them in doing their business was to get profit as much as possible without considering whether they do it illegal or illegally. They understood the importance of ethics, but they did not do it. They even disagreed with the notion that all business activities had to regard ethics. The impact was clear. The influence that allows upon the customer. They ignored a principle that between seller and buyer there are the same rights. What they did was more on business right than moral oriented. Therefore, they can be labeled as the true utilitarian as they had grasped the customer right. They argued that such illegal practice would be forgiven when they have repented and asked God for forgiveness, especially when they do it in Mecca while performing Hajj. Second is honest group. Unlike the Pancingan group, the honest group attempt to maintain the ethical values in doing business. In their business life, both groups face the same external reality, but the latter group somehow tries to hold some ethical values. At least they considered the importance of balancing morality and business orientation, since taking only one aspect to toss orientation means destroying another aspect. The honest group even disagreed with the way the Pancingan group did in doing business. They inflicted a loss upon the customer and making the customer distracted. They might create a negative image to the Madras fraud traders, especially in Malang. Secondly, to understand better on how those Madras fraud traders in Malang constructed business ethics, it is necessary to recognize that the ethics were contracted in a social construction based in which their personality was formed through an internationalization process. Their concept, views, and attitude of life were based on the objective reality around them. These personalities were then implemented in their business activities. How they treat their competitor and or their customer, an important point which also contributed to their present personality was their original background, the brought from Madrid. Next, furthermore, please check table for the interpretation of business ethics by Madrid traders in Malang. Group of traders. First is Pancingan group. Understand the meaning of business ethics. Awareness. Quite aware of the importance of keeping business ethics. Next, interpretation. Ethics are considered as values to be respected. However, business is business, which cannot work together with ethics, science, ethics, art in a transcendent area, beyond the proven business activities. Next, honest traders. Understanding. Understand the meaning of business ethics. Next, awareness. Aware of the importance of keeping business ethics. Next, interpretation. Working is considered as a part of worship. Therefore, in the effort of earning a living, one should take ethics into account to make the earning halal and barakah or good place. Third, the next issue was on the implementation of those ethical values in their daily life, in which unhealthy competition among the fruit sellers readily occurred. This was due to the fact that they were mostly relative or came from the same hometown such as Propo and Telanakan in Pamekasan, Madrid. Other people or outsiders who wanted to join in this system of business had to become the member of the big family first, or through a marriage bond, to be considered as insider. This condition would create business tolerance, avoid monopoly, and minimize unhealthy competition. And then, furthermore, please check Table 4 to get a more concrete idea on the implementation of business ethics. Number 1. Relationship between business tools. Affecting factor. I. Familiar. B. Ethic bound. C. Marital. D. Occupational. E. Financial patronage. Next, implementation. I. Togetherness in business. B. Human tolerance. C. Monopoly free. D. Minimize competition. Number 2. Customer service. I. Profit oriented. B. Burgeoning transaction. C. Risky trading commodity. D. Quality demanding customer. E. Religious values. And F. Increasing net in life and competition. And then implementation. I. Quality is subject to manipulation. B. Price is subject to manipulation. C. Wealth and scaling are subject to manipulation. And D. Non-functional group avoid or minimize manipulation. Next, attitude toward the environment. Affecting factor. I. Religious values. B. Current rules and regulation. And C. Non-conducive surrounding. Next, implementation. There is environmental awareness and expectation for other traders to also participate in the awareness. Next, conclusion. Finally, no matter how they implement the meaning of ethics, the Methodist fruit traders were basically tolerant as they were generally relative or had familial bond or due to marriage to some degrees. On the other hand, they saw other fruit traders as competitors through respecting one another and holding ethical values with regard. Meanwhile, they were essentially open, honest, and fair to the customer since they considered that customer positive to solve be built and mentioned. This was not the case of Pancingan Group, who held the principle that business was merely an instrument of gaining profit regardless of the parties' need. However, they were aware of clean and beautiful environment as the influence of religious doctrine as well as the presence of city regulation. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.